What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Ready to Love, the season finale. This is season 6. This is episode 12, you guys. The episode is literally titled The Finale. They didn't even think enough to get this episode, a drawn out, a real thought out title. So before we go ahead and just jump into this review, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me paying for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video and giving me a big, huge thumbs up, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Ready to Love Miami Season 6, the finale. Praise the Lord. All right, you guys. So this episode right here could have been done in 20 minutes. Literally, they could have just cut this episode because it wasn't much, and I don't even expect this review to be lengthy at all because it just wasn't anything. And the things that were there were things that I previously predicted in a previous review. So this episode, we got the final people together, right? So Thomas shows up and we see Sharice. And I was like, oh, Sharice is still here. So Thomas asked Sharice, why is Samson not here with us? So she told us, she told him that she went out with Samson, and she told Samson that he wasn't ready to love. And then she got up before the group and she says, since I told Samson he wasn't ready to love, my person just isn't here, so I'm going to be going home. I was like, exactly. It's time for you to go, Sharice. And the crazy thing is, like I said in last week's review, over the weeks, Sharice has gotten better. We didn't like Sharice in the beginning of the season, but coming towards the end of the season, Sharice is not that bad of a person. She's really not that bad. But yeah, that's that. So then Swayze and actually no, Katie said, can she go next? So she and Swayze, they get up and they talk, right? Actually, they argue with each other, and I was just like, oh, here we go again, arguing. Cool, I guess. So they argued, like I said, right? And then yeah, they argued. I didn't really care for that. It is what it is with that situation. So eventually those two decided to say, hey, we are just not ready to love. I think we knew that. I think I've said it before that they are just good friends, but I keep seeing, I saw a video of them earlier this week as they were holding hands and walking down the street. Okay, so if they're together, congratulations. If they're not, they're going to be good friends with each other, you guys. And so after that, so we got the final couples, which I still don't know what, because Tommy said that at the end of the episode, our final couples. I was like, what couples? We've not had a couple all season. But okay, so we are left, and Charlie, if y'all would have told me weeks ago that Randall and Mike would be the final two men standing, I would have laughed in your faces because I would have told you was a damn lie. There is no way that Mike and Randall would be the final two men. So the final two men are Mike and Randall, and the final three women, Kayla, Jamala, and Brandy. Now, you guys remember, if you guys go back to the episode when Trinika went home, I basically called this. So let's pause here and let's go ahead and just move forward. All right, guys, so I'm not going to go too deep into these dates that they had because let's keep it real. The dates were bullshit. So Randall and Mike are going to be interested. So Tommy told them that they wanted, since ladies introduced them to their families last week, the same is going to go for the guys. They want them to introduce the ladies to their families. So that's what we get. So we got Randall. Randall is introducing Kayla and Jamala to his brother. And Mike is introducing Kayla and Brandy to his brother, right? Now, I did have an issue when it came to Randall and his brother when they met up with Kayla, right? Actually, I had an issue with both Mike and Randall when it came down to Kayla. But I had tweeted this previously that I knew what the game was when it came down to Kayla when I told her a few weeks ago that she should have self-eliminated. And she's tweeted, she's, like I told you guys, she's definitely tweeted me, and she definitely knows how I felt about them from the jump because she's been reading my tweets. So I knew that this was going to happen. I could read it with Randall. When Randall had her sit down with his brother, the way his brother was grilling Kayla, I was like, yeah, Kayla, I told you. Randall has no intention of picking you to be his match. So I just knew it. And that was what kind of got pissed me off with Randall, watching him, because I knew what his game was, and I just didn't like that for Kayla. That's what was irritating me and upsetting me. I just did not like that for Kayla. So the brother was grilling her, but then when it came down to Jamala, the same person that Randall has kept saying he has a problem with from that retreat where he saw that jealous side of her, right? So you grilling Kayla, but you're not really coming at Jamala. And I just didn't, that part I just didn't understand, if we're being honest. Because they went super light on, they went hard on Kayla, but light on Jamala. Vice versa with Mike. So now with Mike wants to play this whole thing with Kayla that she comes from wealth, because she said something, she said foyer, and they were like, oh, a foyer. She's like, well, that is the correct term. I was like, girl, these are some ghetto ass niggas who ain't never had nothing, obviously. No shade to anybody, no shade, but that's just how I got from Mike and his brother. Like, y'all don't know that's what it's called, a foyer. Okay. I really don't care. I truly don't. But yeah, that's what I was. And I noticed when it came down to Brandy, his brother went easy on Brandy. I was like, why don't y'all just, and that was the frustrating thing for me. It's like, why don't y'all just make y'all decisions? Because y'all clearly have already made your decisions, and you know that it's not Kayla. So why string her along? Like, that shit was pissing me off, for real, for real. The fact that I felt like they were stringing Kayla along. And like I tweeted earlier in the episode that when Sharice left, Kayla should have left. Actually, I tweeted when Sharice left that the rest of the ladies can leave as well. Because I just don't, I feel like once we get to the reunion, that's where I think the drama's gonna happen, is the reunion, because this season gave absolutely not a damn thing. I feel like all the drama's at the reunion, which we saw that in that reunion clip. So yeah, you see how fast I'm going through this? Because this episode wasn't nothing, and it was very predictable to me. Like, I called it, I knew it was gonna happen, and I feel bad for Kayla. I do feel bad for Kayla. So at the end of it, we see a date. We see the final date, and this is between Randall and Kayla. Now, when Kayla sat down with Randall, I was like, girl, do you not see how nonchalant he is? His demeanor is just off. And him telling her that his brother wasn't really feeling her. And she's like, well, what do you feel? And he could never spit it out. But then she asked him, are you picking me? He says, I'm not picking you. I was like, Kayla, I told you that 3 weeks ago, I told you that he wasn't picking you. But I really did. Like I said, I really truly felt bad for Kayla. So when he said he wasn't picking her, she was like, now I can put, more into my connection that I should have been putting effort into. I was like, with Mike? I was like, girl, Mike ain't no better. And if you guys go back to my review that I did the week that Trinika left and went home, I said it then. I knew for a fact Mike was gonna pick Brandy. I've already jumped ahead of myself, but I said it. Mike would pick Brandy, and with Randall sending Trinika home, that opened up and made him be like, okay, since Kayla has a connection with Mike, let me make the easy choice and go with Jamala, although he has reservations with Jamala. And then he said in this episode that Jamala was always number one. I was like, when was she always number one? Because the last time I checked, in the first few episodes, it was always Trinika and never Jamala. Now, I know that they always say that, they have conversations behind the camera, behind the scenes. Okay. But from what we saw as the viewing public, it was Trinika at first. And then it became Jamala. And then it became, what's her name? Kayla. That's what we saw. That's all we saw. But, so yeah, at the end of it, Randall chose Jamala. Thank God I never have to hear the words rah-rah ever again in my life on this show. After the reunion, I never have to hear rah-rah. And I never have to see these people on my TV screen ever again. There are some people that I like on this cast, but then there's a good chunk of people that I just never want to see on television, on Rated to Love. So, yeah, rah-rah and Jamala, they are item until we get to the reunion. Because at the reunion, that body language that he had and how far apart they were sitting, they're not together. And then Brandy and Black Eyed Mike, they picked each other. I was like, this is so anticlimactic. I'm like, oh. And this is where time is out. We got a couple remaining couples. What remaining couples? You've never had a couple this entire season. Normally we see the couples. Normally we can see the couples and they always together, you know, especially once we get towards the end, they're always together. The men this season played the women, and I really do feel bad for the women. I feel bad for the women because the men played the hell out of them. And I just don't know any nicer way to say it, but y'all got played by these little boys. You got played by these little boys. So that's it, you guys. We have, I'm pretty positive we have a 2-part reunion, and then we have another season in Miami. And then after that, Ready to Love is moving to Dallas, Texas. Oh my God. I am so not looking forward to Dallas, Ready to Love. But it'll be interesting, right? It'll be interesting to see them in my city. In my city of Dallas, Texas. It's going to be interesting. So to anybody who gets cast for Ready to Love Dallas, yeah, good luck. And just know, I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak my opinions. And if you dislike them, oh the fuck, well, I say what I say. I mean what I say. And I always try to keep it nice. But yeah. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Like I said, I knew this video wasn't going to be long because it just wasn't anything that really happened for me to talk about. So we just gonna be ready for the reunion, guys. That's really all I gotta say. Is the reunion is next week. That now the fact that that Sharice and Katie are going at the reunion, I'm ready to see that. Like, it's so interesting how this season has been a bore, but this reunion look like it's gonna give what the season didn't give. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the reunion. I hope that when we go into Ready to Love Dallas, that they really take their time casting. I hope they take their time casting. I really do. Take your time casting. It's fine. Take a little bit of time, because I want my city to be represented well on this show. Because Houston, the Houston season that I watched, it wasn't with Kyra them. That season wasn't that bad. It was actually, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad because y'all had a connection with Liz and Jason, but they broke up. So that Houston season wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed that season. It's been these last few seasons that I just was like, y'all threw these people together, and it just didn't make any sense to me. DC, Potomac, and now Miami. Like I said, I hope this second season of Miami is better, because I had high hopes for Miami. I don't really have high hopes for Dallas, even though I live here in Dallas. I don't have high hopes for Dallas. I don't. I have low expectations when it comes to Dallas, but hey, that's all I got, you guys. I'm stretching this out, but that's it. We'll talk about it in the comment section. I might audition. I'm just saying. I may see how far I can make it in the process. I don't know. We'll see, you guys, but I'll catch you guys later. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications, share the video, and until next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.